Hello everyone, for the sixth video of 7 today, around some of the Instagram posts I've been posting over the last 2 years, almost 3 years now. And the first 5 of this series of 7 has been focusing on basically, it's important to look at all parts of our life, even the dark parts, the things we've maybe done well that we wish we hadn't done, or sorry, that we have not done well, we wish we haven't done, and then how to resolve it and move forward. So today is going to be a post I made, it's reflecting on a post I made in March of last year. So March 23rd, I think, I just checked the date, March 23rd, 2017. And it says, the extra and extraordinary comes before, not after. And what that means is, in my mind, why I posted it, was when you bring yourself to a new project or a new relationship, whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship, any task that you do, if you say, I'm going to come and get the basic, I'm going to do what's expected of me at the lowest level, and then from there I'll get better, or from there I'll give it more. You go to something new and say, okay, I'm just going to dance on this a little bit. I'm just going to try it out first before I give it everything I have. And there's a time when that is excellent. But from a mindset and from a place of perspective, if you want something to really kick off, if you want to solidly build momentum in anything, whether it's it's a project or it's a relationship, whether for work or personal, whatever, is you want to bring that extra with you. So that extra comes into that new relationship. From a skill standpoint, sure, you need to be able to have a basic level of skill before you can be extraordinary in that skill. But I'm talking about a mindset, a state of awareness, a state of consciousness. And when you can do that and bring that state into something that your skill may be down here, but your mindset is, I'm going to give it extraordinary effort. That extra stands above everybody else. It doesn't mean that your skills are above everybody else. It means that you're going to give it more, so that you might start here and then your skills increase based on what you're bringing into the game. So instead of coming in and saying, I'm just going to sort of play with this a little bit, I'll try it out, and maybe I'll decide to do it, maybe not. I've done that. I know a lot of people have done that. I know people that have done that in business that are killing it today because they know what it's like to sort of just dabble. And if you don't know in your heart, like if you don't know deeply, says this is something I can really put my stamp on, I can really drive home with, and you are going to test the waters. And that's fine. There's the second, third curves. You might have your primary curve, primary business, or your primary relationship, and you might test another one. You might have a second business on the side that you might start part-time just to see what happens with it. Completely healthy, actually can be an excellent strategy. I very rarely will hear people in a space of business excellence say, drop what you're doing and store everything in your second thing. And even if you haven't done much research in your second business on the side, turn that into your primary before you even have any foundation. I don't hear that out there. And nor is it advice that if someone told me that, I'd be like, I'm not sure that would work very well. However, there's an exception to every rule. What I'm saying is when you're starting something and you feel like this is absolutely what I can put my stamp on, then give it the extra before your full skills are there, so that your skills increase exponentially instead of incrementally. And that's another post I'll do as part of the actually Traction Control program. There is one chapter or one module specifically on exponential versus incremental. And the results you get in life are totally, it's a different world. Because I've been coached on the differences, in the sense where, not actively, but passively, in terms of someone showing me, when you give it a little bit, you'll get a little bit. When you improve a little bit every time, you're going to end up at a point where you have some solid skill and you have something that you can say, yeah, that worked out. If you develop strategy and apply strategy based on sound principles and give it the extraordinary effort and consciousness and intention to be able to say, this is something that I'm going to blast open in a good way, then things change. Whether or not that business or that relationship does indeed do that, you've at least learned how to approach something differently. I mean, I use my wife's example with art. I mean, her dedication to skill development matches the dedication she has in what she brings. When she attacks a project, and she could talk about this much better than I could, but when she talks about or gets into a project, actually I'm going to show you, let's see if I have one around, we're actually, this one has, I'm going to move some boxes. This is live, obviously, this is not edited, as you can tell. I'm just going to move some of these things out of the way so you can see an example here. Oh, don't want that to fall. Because this is, okay, good. Okay, so, move these things out of the way. Because I want to show you an example of what I consider to be skill. Now, she might say, okay, this was done later. I'll give all those disclaimers earlier on. This is an older piece of hers. But to be able to step into a new way of exploring her art, her painting teacher in Japan said, okay, you need to paint bigger things. And so this is what she did to paint something bigger. Now she has two pieces that are long like this. It's about 6 feet tall. The other one is like upstairs. Oh, it's upstairs. Some other day I'll see it. Move the table. Okay, so the planning required to paint this was fantastic. And then she had this canvas. I'll turn this around. Okay, and then she had this 6 foot long tall canvas that she then had to paint. And as she's going through, I mean, the dimensions have to be right in the sense with the style of the painting. I mean, the temple at the top here, it's not meant to be actually that size at that part of the temple. It's a stylized form. But for me, for example, even if I brought an extraordinary effort, extraordinary attention to the desire to become skilled, this is just simply not what I could do. I don't know if even if I took my lifetime to do it, I don't know if I would develop this because it's simply not my path. But she has this in spades. And the reason I use this as an example is because she's been painting for years, decades, and she has skill. When she then takes an extraordinary level of dedication to take that skill and then increase again, to try new things, incredible things happen. The rest of her art, you'll be able to find her. I am going to do a bit of a plug for her because I think she's great. Camellia Tees on Facebook is Camellia Tees. Instagram is Tzenscaper. T-E-A-Z-E-N-S-C-A-P-E-R. And basically what she does is she simply explores art in the Japanese tradition of different types of art, ikiban or kimono and tea ceremony anyway. Okay, so getting back to the primary point. Put the extra before the basics from a mindset. Your skills will start here. But with that mindset, they'll do that with it. And they'll go up very, very fast once you have a fundamental. But you can't go beyond fundamentals or even extract the best of fundamentals if you don't have an extraordinary mindset. Meaning you will dig in. You'll get more. You'll extract more and give yourself more to that skill development or that project or that relationship. Okay, that's today's. Tomorrow's will be the last one of the series of 7. Again, extraordinary effort. This bag almost fell over that I moved. Extraordinary effort from March 23rd, 2017. Tomorrow will be the final one in the series. As always, if you have one, go through the feed, my Instagram feed, and if there's something that you saw that you want me to explore as the last one, let me know. Tag yourself in it or somebody else, or send me a message. Again, it's always anonymous. I don't share who said I want to explore that one, because sometimes it's not even for us. We want to explore it for someone else or someone we're thinking of, or, because some of these topics can be sensitive for some people, and I completely respect and understand that. So great. Always a pleasure. Thank you for attention. I do trust that this has been useful for you, and we will be in touch at some point, whether you send me a note on Facebook or Instagram or email or text or whatever, WhatsApp. However you find me, you can find me, and we'll be able to explore whatever you need to. So until tomorrow, have a fantastic day in delivering extra of yourself, more of yourself to whatever it is you're doing.